Boy, big money, boy, big money. I don't know what I mean. What choose the option there, like I said. No, you pretty much now we're not extra that one. So, you fuck with that. So, and then there's a black for that, right, and all. Yeah, brother, I'm going to go live on YouTube and all this. Good afternoon, my viewers and subscribers. What is everyone doing? I hope everyone is keeping safe. I'm not sure who is there at the moment. Kane, do you know Alex Tudor? I'm not sure who is Alex Tudor. I'm not sure who is Alex Tudor, okay? So, my viewers and my subscribers, we see where Cricket West Indies announced squads for South Africa A tour. You know, South Africa A is coming to the Caribbean. So, Cricket West Indies announced a fantastic squad. Are coming back, my viewers. They have announced a 50 over squad, and they have also announced squads for the two tests that they're going to play. We see where Alec Artanes will be captaining the ODI team. And we see where they are giving the cricketers exposure. So they're giving Jamel work on one of the tests to captain, and they're giving Tevin Imlak. They're giving Tevin Imlak one. So, you know, it's a nice way. It's a nice way. I think Cricket West Indies doing things. You know, it's a nice way. I think they are doing things like, you know, they're letting the cricketers get in exposure. You know, we recently saw where Jamel Warkan was named vice captain of the West Indies Test team. So I think this is good, very good from Cricket West Indies. I adore what Cricket West Indies is doing. You understand me? So you have a particular captain for the 50 over. Then you have one captain for the test, for the first test, and then you have a second captain for the second test. So you know that's a fantastic way of doing things. You understand me? So I like that what Cricket West Indies is doing at the moment. You know. So you're not just giving one player the exposure. And I think for Alec Artanes, it's a good way for Alec Artanes to try and back his way into the West Indies team right now. You know, he's definitely one for the present and future. But with the amount of rising stars coming up right now, Alec Artanes have to be careful. You know? Not just him alone. Not just him alone. But you have to be careful. Because if you continue to not score runs, other cricketers out there that are scoring runs are going to take away your spot. You understand me? They're going to take away your spot, so you have to be very careful. You know? He's a young cricketer. I think he just needs to be a little bit more focused. He did a lot to get to the West Indies team. So now it's all about transferring all of that work that he did to reach into the West Indies team, to stabilizing his spot in the West Indies team. Whether it be ODI, T20, whichever one, you know. You have to continue do the work to stabilize his spot in the West Indies. You know, and I would say it's the same for Kavam Arch. He has definitely done a lot. You know, we know he has the capability. Justin Greaves. So we have a lot of cricketers that we know has the ability, but it's just for them to keep up, you know, to maintain that credibility. So we really look forward for this series. You know, we thank South Africa A for coming towards the Caribbean. You know, and we see where some other young cricketers, some of them were in the breakout league, some of them senior players, you know. So I think it's a pretty good squad. You know, not all of the stars are going to get picked. Sometimes Cricket West Indies or the selectors overlook one and two other players. You know, sometimes they overlook few players, but it all happens. You know, it all happens. But You know, and at some point in time, I know some of these cricketers they feel demotivated, but I would want to tell them that don't stop there. You understand me? Don't stop there. Your work is not being overlooked. You know, it's just that sometimes the selection panel they they may just overlook you in an instance, but you know the work that you have been doing has not been overlooked. You understand me? It has not been overlooked. There was another young fast bowler there. I think his name was Jaden Edman. You know, I had made a West Indies A team, and I had him in my squad. You know, and interestingly, we see where Cricket West Indies have Craig Brathwaite. I think in the second match. You know, so I think that's good that they have given Craig Brathwaite. I think they're basically giving him an idea to say, hey Craig, we haven't dumped you. You understand me? You still have a chance to make it to the West Indies team. So it's all about you now to just go out there and try and make use of the opportunity that you get. And I think they're basically saying the same for Michael Louis. Michael Louis he broke down to the scene after dominating the 4-day championships with runs, but he hasn't really lived up to a lot of expectations. You know, he could have gotten his first century, but you know, I think that particular day, you know, he got a little bit tied up and stuff like that. And you know, with things like these that I see happen, I would want Cricket West Indies to also work on areas like these with the players. You understand me? When another player is at the opposite end or at the batting end and is struggling to find runs, you know, I think it should be a way where you know the other player can come walk down to him and you know give him or she a word of encouragement and say, hang on man, hang on, you know, you can make it. So I would definitely want to see things like these. Cricket West Indies try to improve on. And I also think that the cricketers need to take more responsibility. You know? Yeah, I think they need to be more responsible. You know? A lot of times these cricketers tend to just give away their wicket pretty easily. You understand me? Yeah, they tend to give away their wicket pretty easily, and that may come to the demise of their career. So we anticipate to see how these cricketers will accept the opportunity that they have gotten. Yeah, we like to see these cricketers getting opportunity. You know, this call up, maybe the first for some of these cricketers. You know, so I would definitely want to see some of these cricketers go out there and delivering. You know, we see where Kevlan Anderson, you know, he has been named into the squad. Ronaldo, Ali Mohammed, you know. I don't have the list right in front of me right now, my viewers. You know, because my hands are a little bit wet right now. But I am happy that a few of these cricketers that stood out recently, you know, and also in the breakout league, they have been selected. You know, we also see where Markino Minley, he has also been selected. So, you know, it's a good opportunity for these cricketers to make their way up to the West Indies team, whether it be ODI, Test, T20. You know, it's a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity for them to work their way up. And also interestingly, we see where Andre Coley, he has been named coach for the West Indies A team. So you know, I think it's good to see that Cricket West Indies has not dumped Andre Coley. You know, he was recently the West Indies Test captain. Not Test captain, sorry. He was recently the West Indies head coach. You know, Darren Sammy took over a few months now. I'm coming back, my viewers. I'm coming back. Yes, my viewers. So, as I was saying, I'm happy to see that Cricket West Indies, they still give Andre Coley a chance to be around the guys. You know, with his years of experience and all of that, you know, we know that he can, you know, give all of that knowledge to the players. My viewers, please remember to give me a thumbs up, please. Thumbs up the live, thumbs up, please. Can I click on the like button? I want to thank everyone for coming on. Stir some of ears. The amazing man J. Yard 4, School of Jamaica TV, 4 Circle 345. The Mayas were Trev Essence, Shedin Johnson, all my other subscribers and commenters out there. I just want to let you all know that I appreciate you all and I thank you all so much for stopping over at Jah-P Sports Talk today. And listen, the Jamaica Premier League final is on Friday, Labor Day. So get your tickets from early. Go out and support the Jamaica Reggae Boys. So you know in the final, it's Cavalier versus Mount Pleasant. Once again. You know, and I must commend these teams. I think Rudolph Speed is doing a good job. I think he's doing a good job. At Cavalier. And I think Tapa Whitmore is also doing a good job with Mount Pleasant. You know, there were a lot of controversy. The other day surrounding Mount Pleasant about using ineligible players. But seems like they have rectified that situation there. But I want to say well tried Arnett Gardens and Montego Bay United. It just shows you, my viewers, that listen, the football game is not a one-sided affair. You understand me? Because if Arnett wasn't doing good enough, they wouldn't have made it to the semi-final. You understand me? And if Montego Bay United wasn't doing good enough, they wouldn't have made it either. You know? So it shows you that, you know, things are not directly unbalanced, you know. We're hoping that locally things improve, you know, with the players mentality, you know, the way they react on the field and stuff like that. We're hoping to see things get better, and we're hoping that going forward, you know, maybe the referee committee, they can develop something like a VAR. You understand me? They can develop something like a VAR where, you know, certain questionable plays, they can make a call to it, you know. Go and do a review. Yes, my viewer. So we're hoping that going forward, maybe the Jamaica Premier League can, invent a system where you can have some television replays on certain decisions. You know, um, I don't think it will be illegal. You know, like they would develop a little thing like a VAR. You understand me? So the referee can call on certain plays. We know that is going to take up a lot of time also. You understand me? Because to go over and make certain calls are going to take up a lot of time. But I don't know. I think maybe the JFF and the Jamaica Premier League, they can think about something like that. We know Sportsmax is one of those companies that brings live coverage. So we're thinking that maybe Sportsmax can have a little booth where they are doing the replays. They are doing the replays and could give the referee a better eyesight of certain things happening on the field. I think things like these will help to develop the football a little bit better. But trust me, I think the discipline of the players definitely needs to improve. I think the discipline definitely needs to improve. For far too long, we have seen some of these players, getting a lot of unnecessary yellow cards, red cards. You understand me? Going into confrontations and stuff like that. So we're hoping to see the Jamaica Premier League getting better. So scouters is coming towards the Highland. They can definitely feel confident in buying a player or two. They can feel confident in buying a player or two. Knowing that, listen, I came to Jamaica and I watched this particular player play more than once, and I like his attitude. You understand me? Because a lot of times I think some of these players, they are just small-minded, because guess what? They are just in a little zone where they're not thinking about the exposure. And sometimes you think about it and you say that, wonder why these players cannot get any call up. But sometimes they only have themselves to be blamed. They only have themselves to be blamed sometimes, because guess what? The way they carry themselves on the field, it is not nice. You understand me? And these are not the way we would want to see our football, the way we want to see our football culture going into, And remember, you have younger players. You have younger players coming up. So, you want to give the younger players a better encouragement. Want to give the players a better encouragement. So coming up, they know that the unnecessary red cards and so on, is not good. unnecessary yellow cards is not good. I mean, it happens to the best of players, you know. But guess what? Some of these players has already made it, you know. So you cannot really watch them. You understand me? You cannot really watch those players that has already made it. You have to develop a craft for yourself and think about the way how you can make it through. You know? But trust me, you know, we see where we have a few exciting players coming up. You know, talking about the Warner Brown, and there's this other young guys here from Cavalier Calvin. You know, we also see where we have like, this young one here, Sule Makala. You know, so we have quite a few young prospects coming up. I think it's just, you know, them have to just try to find a way how to make use out of those opportunity that they are getting locally and internationally. Whenever they got a chance to, they get a chance for a call up. You know, the Jamaica Reggae Boys, they're going to play Trinidad and Tobago Mountain in the Unity Cup, and after that the Reggae Boys will play the BVI in the World Cup qualifications, and then a few days after that they will travel back to Jamaica, where they will play Guatemala. So, you know, the next few weeks going to be very busy for the Reggae Boys. You know, so we would really want to see them getting as much rest for the moment. You know, watch as much videos about these teams. You know, think about ways how they can compete, you know. Think about ways how they can compete. So the Reggae Boys are trying their best to make it to the 2026 World Cup. You know, so the next couple of months, the Reggae Boys have to play some hard football. You know, some hard football the Reggae Boys would have to play. I'm not sure who is there at the moment, but I want to thank you so much for coming on. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button. Alright? Please hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much for staying tuned. You know, yesterday was a press conference for the Jamaica Reggae Girls. I haven't gotten to see the squad. As yet, but I think they had I think they named the squad for the Reggae Girls to play USA. You know, I think they made a squad, but I haven't got the chance to check. So if someone out there that saw the squad, you could always drop a comment for me. or tag me within the squad on Facebook or one of those social media platforms. We anticipate the return of Bonisha. You know, we don't know if she is that fit as yet, or she's just gonna sit out the next few matches. But we can't wait to get back Bonisha in the squad. So I'm here in the kitchen, my viewers. I want to thank you all for staying tuned. Just trying to see if I could get some things done, work in the morning. I'm coming back, my viewers. Just give me a few minutes, please. Yes, my viewers. So, that's it. Jamaica Premier League final is coming up this Labor Day. forward to this. You know, I would think that the Labour League is a good day for this Premier League final. You know, a lot of people should be home. You know, all government offices are closed, so I think it's a good day for to go out and enjoy the match. And, you know, as time goes by, we just hope that the country can improve more in sports. You know, the Jamaica Premier League is the highest level of football in Jamaica, and you know, I would want to see the players you know, taking it more serious. You understand me? I think sometimes these players take these games like a joke. You understand me? And I also think that the coaches have a lot to play. You know, they have a lot to do with these players also, you know, because guess what? You see, if I am the coach and my player gets an unnecessary yellow card or red card, automatically, you know, whenever that player comes back off a red card, you know, my viewers, I am allowing that player to get sit out 2 games, you know. 2 or 3 games I'm allowing that player to sit out, you know. Yeah. Yeah, man, allowing that player to sit out a few games, man. You know? Put him on with a few minutes left. You know? Yeah, man, do some things to these players, man. Let they see how important it is whenever they get time to play and they do stupidness on the field to get a red card, especially. You know, if I can see where a particular player puts their body on the line and makes certain tackle because their team was leading or something like that, and they don't want to concede. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. I don't know who's there. Mr. Teresa, hopefully you're there, Mr. Teresa. Yard post, big up yourself. You know? So if a player gets a red card unnecessarily, you know, I definitely think that once he come off his match back, you know, he's going to sit another 2 matches on the bench. Yes, unless he's one of my star players that I can't find anyone like him. You know, that player is going to sit out another 2 matches to let him know how important it is not to get any unnecessary red cards. You know? So I would really like to see the discipline in the Jamaica Premier League football. I would really like to see the players taking things a little bit more serious. Yeah, we want to see them taking things a little bit more serious, so you know they understand the responsibility, you know. Sometimes when you think about it, these players get some red card, my viewers. They're not thinking about the team. Because if they were thinking about the team, they wouldn't get some of these red cards. You know, they're just thinking about themselves. You know, sometimes sometimes we do let anger get the best out of us. You know? Sometimes we make the anger get the best out of us, you know. And you have some of these players, you know. Some of these players are just born troublemakers, you know, obvious. When I say born troublemakers, they are just born troublemakers. You understand me? So they come on the field and they go on with a lot of animosity. You know? Just taking a sip of water, my viewers. Have you drink any water today? Drink some water today. Checking the time now, my viewers. Oh, 2:45. Time is running, man. Just give me a few minutes, my viewers. I'm coming. Yeah, my viewers, so I would want to hear from you, you know, what is your view on the Jamaica Premier League players? Do you think that they are taking the football serious? What are the things that you think the Jamaica Premier League can do to help these players? You know? How do you think that these clubs can also help these players? How do you think sponsors, you know? How do you think private investors also can help these clubs, you know? And you know, these are some of the reasons why I'm saying that, listen, these players needs to be more responsible, because guess what? I think that a lot of times that some of these clubs, they can get more sponsorship in, but guess what? Some of these businesses, my viewers, And some of these investors, they don't want to, they don't want their names aligned to certain things. You understand me? So, because these companies have to maintain their reputation, you know, they have to maintain their reputation because their company is not just a local base, you know. Their company is either a Highland wide or a worldwide base. You understand me? So on that basis now, you know, these companies are private investors. They don't want to see certain players on the field where these players getting a whole bunch of unnecessary red card, a whole bunch of unnecessary yellow card. You understand me? And I must commend Sabina Park. You know, it seems like they have got it right. You know, we don't know. I haven't heard any news directly as to say what was the reason that caused the that hiccup. We don't know exactly what was the reason that caused that hiccup. In the first leg of the semi-final, you know, that match had to be postponed and also transferred to Stadium East. But we are happy to see that they played the second leg, and you know everything seems like it went well. So we're hoping that this is a new look. You know, I haven't heard anything yet. Jamaica Cricket Association has gotten the light that they were requiring from India. I haven't heard anything as yet, so if someone out here can fill me in, you know, I would greatly appreciate that, you know. But so far, you know, we see where they played the second leg, and I didn't see any hiccups. I don't know if you did, but I didn't see any hiccups. So I guess they have rectified that situation there. I guess they have rectified that. Thank you so much. I'm not sure who is there, but thank you so much for coming on. This is Jah-P Sports Talk. Well, it's Minister 3 now, my viewers. Minister 3. Um, English Premier League action is coming up in the next few minutes. You see where Manchester United, not Manchester United, I beg your pardon. Manchester United have been doing so badly that, you know, people tend to even call their name, even when they are not the ones playing. But I was going to talk about Manchester City. You know, Manchester City going to be playing Bournemouth today, and Crystal Palace going to be playing Wolves. You know, these matches are match day 37. So match day 37. Manchester City wants a win, but me as a Chelsea fan, I would want Manchester City to lose. You know, and even if Manchester City lose, we Chelsea still need to win our last game. So, you know, crucial times, crucial times. We see one group of matches remain in the La Liga. One group of matches remaining in the Italia Serie A. So most of these matches are coming down to the crunch time. You know, we have the Europa League final, Europa Conference final coming up. So a lot of matches going on. A lot of competitions. So these clubs, they don't really have no time to relax right now. A few of the clubs, they have a little time off their hands. But sorry, I can't be able to bring the game live to you, my viewers. I can only be able to give you some updates. The whole copyright situation, my viewers. So, you know, we as YouTubers, we have to be careful, you know. We have to be very careful as the way we go about things, you know. Yeah, my viewers, thank you so much. I'm not sure who is there at the moment. You know, you can drop me a comment. Let me see who is there. I want to thank you so much for staying tuned. So if you're just joining, just to update you, Cricket West Indies announced ODI and test squads for South Africa A. You know? And I would say, you know, it's a pretty even squad, you know. It's a pretty even squad. I can't really curse too much, you know. Yes, would have loved to see one and two other players in the lineup. You know, we did not see Jason Mohammed in the West Indies A. You know, we don't know if it was a case where he was overlooked, you know, maybe because of age, you know, but we definitely saw that, you know, he was doing well, you know, we saw he was doing well in the 4-day championships. So we would be assuming that he would have basically made the team, but unfortunately we are not seeing that, you know. So, you know, we anticipate now to see if he will make the cut for the test team, being as he did not make it for the West Indies A team. You know, so a lot of questions, you know, even though age is on Jason Mohammed, I definitely think that once a player is performing up to the highest standard, you know, his age should not really matter, you know. And you know, it's Jason Mohammed dream to represent the West Indies, touring with the West Indies, playing Test cricket, you know. So it would have definitely been a lovely moment for him to, you know, fulfill his dreams. But we are waiting to see, you know. I think by the time this 48 these two test matches between South Africa A has finished, I think Cricket West Indies will announce the squad for to face Australia. You know, we are not certain what's the case with Jason Holders yet. We're not sure what is the case with Jason Holders yet. You know, we know that he is there in the Pakistan Premier League. You know, he was overlooked in the ODI squad. You know, we haven't seen the T20 squad being announced as yet. So a lot is at stake. A lot is at stake, my viewers. We recently saw where Rastan Chase was named captain for the West Indies team. You know, and I think you know, Rastan Chase having years of experience. You know, I won't say it's a bad decision by Cricket West Indies. You know. It's going to be a challenging moment for him, you know, but we trust that, you know, with his all-round ability, you know, we trust that, you know, he will help the team to reach to the maximum capacity, you know. Um, we know that Kemar Roach is going up in age, you know. So we anticipate to see how much longer Kemar Roach can hold up. You know, will he announce his retirement when the time is right, or will he allow Cricket West Indies to determine that he's no longer fit to fulfill he's no longer fit to carry out his duties, you know. So the next few months going to be very crucial for Kemar Roach, you know. I would definitely want to see him see out the rest of the year. You know, after this Australia series, I think we have South Africa, and we have South Africa. I'm not sure who else we have down the line, but we definitely want to see Kemar Roach, you know, reaching to the 300 milestone. I'll soon give you some updates on the English Premier League matches, you know, just trying to get my hands busy. Time getting late, so I'm trying to handle my hand, you know. Yeah, so I'll soon give you some updates on the English Premier League. Yeah, my viewers, so I'll soon give you some updates on it. Let's begin a minute, my viewers, shaking up the chicken. Yeah, so kind of just waiting on the meat now to just marinate a little bit, and you know. Not sure who is there at the moment, but I just want to thank everyone for coming on, supporting my live. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button. Come on, obvious thumbs up button. Remember the thumbs up button, obvious, helps to widen the horizon and the channel. So please, I'm asking you to just put in that click that thumbs up button. Also getting a little bit hungry, my viewers. I think I have to munch on something. Can't afford to make Mr. Guess. Mr. Guess, take me up. So if anyone is watching, can give me any updates on the matches so far, you can drop a comment. But trying to get my hands out of the water right now so I can give you some updates. So Manchester City playing Bournemouth. Crystal Palace playing Bournemouth. You know, match day 37. Day 37 for these clubs. You know, one set of matches to go. Mr. Teresa Myers, hopefully you're okay, Mr. Teresa Myers and your family. Yard Foods, the amazing Manji. Lala girl, big up yourself, Lala girl, and where you are. Big up yourself, Lala. I come here with my viewers. So you see Manchester City just score, my viewers. Manchester City just score. So 16 minutes been played. Manchester City lead 1-0. So should this match remain like this, or Manchester City win? Manchester City will finish match day 37 in third position on 68 points. So just to update you, Manchester City leading 1-0. It's 0-0 between Wolves and Crystal Palace so far. And the Saudi Pro League is coming to an end also. Two round of matches remaining in the Saudi Pro League after today. Thank you so much everyone for staying tuned. Thank you so much. my viewers, one of my friends just shared with me that Khadija Bonishaw, she won't be in the squad for Jamaica to play USA. She won't be in the squad. You know, we guess that she still has some form of injury. Or is it that or is it that maybe they're just protecting her? You know, you don't want someone who is not fully fit, to bring them back into an international friendly. You know, it's going to be a tough match for the Reggae Girls. Give me a minute, my viewers. I'm coming back. It's going to be a tough match for the Reggae Girls, but I just pray that whoever will get picking in this squad, I haven't got to see the squad as yet. These players will make the most of the opportunity that they will get. Whenever a star player is absent, I think it opens doors for other players out there. That always want to be in the squad and being left out for one reason or the other. But hoping that we'll get to see her sometime soon before the season, the Women's Super League kickstart again. Just gonna update you on the match right now. So Wolves have scored on Crystal Palace. So Wolves is leading 1-0. This match is very hot so far. Manchester City still leading 1-0. Crystal Palace have a chance. Crystal Palace have a chance now, 27 minutes. This match is very hot. So Crystal Palace has equalized. So the match is now 1-1. Wow. Match is very hot, my viewers. So 27 minutes, 2 goals already. Crystal Palace just won the FA Cup versus Manchester City. So they would want to put, for teams to have a little respect on their names at the moment. So, by saying that now, I think that they would want to win this game and win it comprehensively also. So 29 minutes so far, my viewers. Manchester City leads 1-0, while Crystal Palace and Wolves is 1-1. So 31 minutes and 30 minutes respectively. Crystal Palace and Wolves 1-1. Manchester City still leading 1-0. Manchester City would want to double their lead at the moment. Ow! Yeah, I think Manchester City could double their lead at the moment. It would be lovely for them. So Crystal Palace have another chance. Crystal Palace have another chance in the 33rd minute to make it 2-1. Crystal Palace is on fire, my viewers. Whoa, Crystal Palace is leading 2-1. So very interesting, Crystal Palace leading 2-1. Nikita, Eddie Nikita, scoring 2. He's coming from Arsenal. So Crystal Palace leading 2-1, 37 minutes. Manchester City leading 1-0. So Manchester City has just doubled their lead. Bernardo Silva. So Manchester City 2-0 up now. So I was just saying earlier on that Manchester City would want to double their lead at the moment. Double their lead. And they definitely did that just now. So Manchester City leading 2-0. Crystal Palace leading 2-1. So, very interesting so far in the first half. It's a nice lead for both teams. So 42 minutes played. Manchester City leading 2-0. And Crystal Palace leading Wolves 2-1. So, you know, Crystal Palace is just coming off a high. You know, having won the FA Cup over Manchester City. You know, so knowing that their confidence is very high at the moment. You know, their confidence is very high. You know, they would want to close off first half, no, and then come back second half and maybe score another 1 or 2, and then, you know, just relax. You know, they can maybe give a few young players a game or a couple minutes. You know, it's very nice when you can see smaller clubs performing. Crystal Palace has been around for some time now still, you know. Well, they have been around for some time now. So you would say that they are a very seasoned campaigner, you know. So coming to you, my viewers, hands are in the water at the moment. I think this should be half time now. You know what Premier League matches. Manchester City would want to make a statement based on their last result. Didn't go too well with them and their fans at all, you know. So they would want to use this match as a statement match to remind the clubs out there that we're still around. You know, we know that I think this is Manchester City final home game, you know. Yeah, I think this is their final home game. Final home game for Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is leaving at the end of the season. So the Manchester City fans and Kevin De Bruyne would want to score today. You know, he's sealing off a fantastic career. You know, Kevin De Bruyne has been one of those players that have stand out for Manchester City over the years. You know, he has definitely stand out for Manchester City over the years, scoring some spectacular goals, giving some spectacular assists. So trust me, if he could score today, trust me, I think it would be lovely. Yeah, if Kevin De Bruyne could score today, I think it would be lovely. I'm not sure who is there at the moment, but thank you so much for coming. This is Jah-P Sports Talk. I'm here in the kitchen trying to rush things. So at halftime, Manchester City leads 2-0. And Crystal Palace leading 2-1. In the Saudi Pro League, Al Ittihad is leading Al Shabab 3-2. Al Ittihad has already won the league. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo team is on 64 points with 2 games to be played. Al Ittihad will have 1 more game after this. obvious, so if Kevin De Bruyne could get a goal or two today. You know, I think it would be a fantastic party for him. Fantastic sending off party. Yeah, coming to you soon, obvious. I'm coming to you. Just here in the kitchen here trying to rush up, you know. Want to finish before the water goes because the water tends to go almost every evening. So I'm just here trying to hurry up. See how far I can reach before the water goes away. So I'll soon give you some updates, my viewers. Just give me a minute. give you some updates. So I'll give you some updates, my viewer. Just give me a few minutes, alright? Just trying to handle my honey here in the kitchen.